8. Tashina Majors. A 42-year-old female prison officer named Tashina Majors faced charges of sexual assault in 2020 after allegations of a year-long affair with a male inmate who was under her supervision at a prison in Newark, New Jersey broke out. Authorities initiated an investigation into the matter, since relationships between prison staff and inmates are considered criminal thanks to the power dynamics involved, similar to the relationship between a teacher and a student. The charges against Majors stem from her interactions with a northern state prison inmate between November 2019 and December 2020. During that time, she allegedly engaged in sexual behavior with the inmate, exploiting her supervisory and disciplinary authority as a correctional officer. Majors held a senior role at Northern State Prison and had been working there since 2007, earning an annual salary of nearly $79,576. The investigation leading to her charges was a joint effort pursued by the Attorney General's Office of Public Integrity and Accountability, along with the Corrections Department's Special Investigations Division, which handles allegations of officer misconduct. Northern State Prison, which is situated near Newark Airport, holds about 2,389 inmates with varying security levels. As the case unfolded, Major's Facebook page was taken down. She was charged with second-degree sexual assault, but her sentencing is unclear. The incident raised many concerns about abuse of power and the need for accountability and oversight within correctional facilities to stop inappropriate relationships from forming between prison staff and inmates. 7. Jennifer Gavin. Jennifer Gavin, a former prison officer at HMP Berwyn in Wales, has been charged for her involvement in an inappropriate relationship with Alex Coxon, an inmate at the facility, during the first coronavirus lockdown back in April 2020. Gavin was bribed £150, $192 by Coxon to get him with a mobile phone, which they used to secretly continue their relationship. The illicit affair was revealed when Coxon's phone, holding explicit videos sent through Snapchat, was discovered under a laptop in his cell. During the court proceedings, it was revealed that prison authorities received information about a possible relationship between the couple. Initially hesitant to give the password for her phone, Gavin's cell data revealed contact with the inmate. Her defense lawyer described her as immature and naive, but empathetic towards inmates unable to see visitors during COVID. Gavin also said that she felt manipulated into believing she was in a relationship with the inmate. Judge Nicholas Perry was surprised that staff at HMP Berwyn wrote in support of Gavin while criticizing other prison employees. He emphasized that prison officers who misconduct themselves would likely face immediate custody. Judge Perry also highlighted that mobile phones in prisons undermine safety as a whole. He then handed Gavin an 8-month custodial sentence for misconduct. Coxon, on the other hand, was sentenced to 10 months for trying to pass a phone to another inmate using dental floss. Despite his past criminal record, Coxon's defense lawyer Simon Rogers said that he'd been making efforts to turn his life around. In the end, Gavin and Coxon faced the consequences of their actions, leading to imprisonment for their offenses. 6. Aishia Gunn. In 2019, Aishia Gunn, a 27-year-old prison officer at Berwyn Prison in Wrexham, was given 12 months in jail for a romantic fling with an inmate, Kuram Razak, who's serving a 12-year sentence for conspiracy to robbery. The misconduct came to light when explicit videos exchanged between Gunn and Razak through mobile phones were discovered. Photos of them hugging and kissing, some taken in Razak's cell, were also discovered in Gunn's bedroom. During the trial, it was revealed that Gunn was a probationary officer at the Category C prison, which opened back in February 2017 when the illicit affair took place between July and November of 2016. The prosecution described the relationship as grossly inappropriate, with Razak directing Gunn to perform sex acts on video. Gunn also smuggled a pair of panties into the facility for Razak. They were hidden in her bra. Addressing Gunn during the sentencing hearing, Judge Nicholas Perry emphasized the breach of trust she committed, given the position of power she held. He condemned her actions as a display of selfishness on a staggering scale, highlighting the severity of her actions. Razak, who faced separate charges, received an 8-month jail term after pleading guilty to having a smartwatch and phone while in prison. The judge characterized Razak as a dangerous man thanks to his lengthy criminal record, having received 2 sentences in double figures before the age of 30. The sentencing aims to uphold the integrity of the prison system and stop others from engaging in similar relationships, maintaining the trust bestowed upon prison officers in their difficult roles. 5. Sukhpreet Singh. In November 2018, a former corrections officer at Toronto South Detention Centre, named Sukhpreet Singh, realized she was on the wrong side of the law after becoming romantically involved with an inmate, Tatum Ogden. Singh was accused of 2 counts of robbery for acting as Ogden's getaway driver in 2 separate incidents. One was an armed holdup at a Brampton subway shop on March 13th, and the other was a violent robbery at a business in Huntsville on March 16th. The 24-year-old Singh, who was working as an exotic dancer back then, lost her bid for freedom as Justice Joseph Bover denied her bail at College Park, saying that the Crown's case against her wasn't exactly overwhelming, but was close to it. Singh's association with Ogden began while he was still serving time, and she eventually reported to her superiors that he was contacting her through her cell phone. This led to her suspension from duty in fall 2018 for fraternizing with the career criminal who has an extensive rap sheet, including 5 firearms prohibitions. But despite her impeccable record as a jail guard, she faced serious allegations thanks to her involvement in the robberies. 32-year-old Ogden faced charges for 12 robberies. The couple's connection and alleged criminal activities came to light when Peel Regional Police tried to arrest Ogden on Rainforest Drive, where he and Singh were living. During the arrest, Ogden reportedly used Singh's mother's vehicle and crashed it into police cruisers, leading to his capture. In 2020, he was sentenced to 15 months for the robberies and other crimes. The judge appointed to his case made it clear that the only reason he got a lenient sentence was due to pandemic jail conditions. If it wasn't for that, he would have gotten 4 years for the crimes. Then, in spring 2021, Singh, who once aspired to become a police officer, was sentenced to 2 months in jail. According to news outlets, Singh found out she was pregnant with Ogden's baby in May 2019. She was 10 weeks along when she was finally accused of the crimes she committed with her prisoner of love. 4. Casey White. On April 29, 2022, the U.S. saw a dramatic 11-day manhunt as authorities searched for Casey Cole White and Vicki White, who escaped from the Laurendale County Detention Center. Casey White, a murder suspect with a history of violence, had been awaiting trial for the murder of Connie Ridgway. Vicki White, the Assistant Director of Corrections for the Laurendale County Sheriff's Office, had been working for almost 2 decades and had recently submitted her retirement papers, planning to make her last day April 29th. The escape involved an intimate connection between Casey and Vicki, who had many jailhouse phone calls during Casey's past incarceration at Donaldson Correctional Facility. On the morning of the escape, Vicki took Casey out of the facility under the guise of taking him to a mental health evaluation at the courthouse. But instead, they vanished, triggering a massive law enforcement effort to find them. Over the next few days, authorities realized that Vicki bought a copper-toned 2007 Ford Edge as a getaway vehicle. But the car was abandoned by the criminals on May 6th in a rural area of Williamson County, Tennessee. The police also learned that Casey and Vicki switched vehicles and were now supposedly driving a Cadillac. The couple was then tracked to Evansville, Indiana. A short pursuit broke out and led to Vicki shooting herself. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. Casey, on the other hand, surrendered and suffered minor injuries. Vicki's death led to Casey being charged with felony murder, since she died while he was committing a felony. He was later indicted on this charge, but his defense argued he wasn't responsible for Vicki's death because authorities in Indiana concluded that she died from self-inflicted wounds. The capture of Casey and Vicki marked the end of an intense national manhunt. In May 2023, Casey pleaded guilty to escape charges. Then, in early June, he was sentenced to life in connection to the prison break. The incident served as a reminder of the importance of maintaining trust within the correction system to prevent such dramatic escapes from happening in the future. 3. Inmate impregnates 4 female prison guards. In 2013, a smuggling gang was busted inside the Baltimore jail system, revealing that 4 female prison guards had gotten pregnant from the same inmate. The inmate, Tavon White, was associated with the notorious Black Guerrilla family, a prison and street gang. The scheme involved smuggling drugs and cell phones into the Baltimore City Detention Center. 25 people, including 13 female prison guards, 7 inmates, and 5 co-conspirators, were charged with racketeering, money laundering, and more. The female corrections officers played a critical role in helping the gang members smuggle contraband, like marijuana, cell phones, cigarettes, and prescription pills into the jail. They hid the illegal items in their shoes, taking advantage of the relaxed screening procedures in Baltimore, which didn't require employees to take off their footwear. The illicit trade allowed the gang to continue running their criminal enterprise within the facility and on the streets of Baltimore. Among the shocking details uncovered in this case were the romantic relationships between the inmate, Tavon White, and several female officers. 4 prison guards, who were identified as Jennifer Owens, Chania Brooks, Katera Stevenson, and Tiffany Linder, became pregnant while White was behind bars. Charging documents revealed that Owens and Stevenson even had tattoos of Tavon's name. White also gave 3 of the officers expensive gifts, including diamond rings and luxury cars. The indictment sought the forfeiture of $500,000 and other proceeds from the criminal enterprise. The scandal led to the suspension without pay of all 13 corrections officers involved, and the department initiated their termination. 2. Tina Gonzalez. In July 2021, a 26-year-old female corrections officer in California named Tina Gonzalez was sentenced to serve 7 months in county jail, then 2 years of probation for engaging in sexual activity with an inmate at Fresno County Jail. Gonzalez had intercourse with the inmate in front of 11 other prisoners, and during her sentencing, it was revealed that Gonzalez even cut a hole in her uniform pants to facilitate the illicit affair. Assistant Sheriff Steve McComas, who had 26 years' experience, testified in court that he'd witnessed many disturbing things during his career, but nothing as depraved as what Gonzalez did. He characterized the incident as the product of a depraved mind and expressed deep concern for her coworkers, emphasizing that she'd betrayed the oath she'd taken as a corrections officer. In addition to the sexual activity, Gonzalez was also discovered to have supplied the same inmate with a cell phone, razors, and warnings about cell searches. Despite her actions, Gonzalez pleaded no contest to the charges. During the sentencing, Judge Michael Idiart took into consideration her early plea and apparent lack of criminal history. He acknowledged the severity of her actions and said that she'd ruined her career. But he also believed in redemption and wished her luck in turning her life around. Gonzalez's actions have had significant repercussions on her career and serve as a grim reminder of the need for vigilance in preventing similar misconduct within correctional facilities. 1. Joyce Mitchell. A former prison worker named Joyce Mitchell was released from the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility in Westchester County, New York during February 2020. 55-year-old Mitchell had been accused of helping 2 convicted murderers, Richard Matt and David Sweat, in their escape from Clinton Correctional Facility in 2015. The case received national attention and later served as the inspiration for the 2018 Showtime miniseries, Escape at Dannemora. Mitchell was charged with promoting prison contraband and criminal facilitation. He was sentenced to 2 1/3 to 8 years in prison. She later admitted to the charges brought against her and was also ordered to pay $80,000 in restitution for the damages done. During the investigation, it was revealed that the inmates seduced Mitchell, who worked as a prison tailor, as part of their escape plan. She allegedly agreed to help them get out and provided them with ammunition, guns, camping gear, and more. The inmates then used power tools to cut through the back of their cells. and afterward, they broke through a brick wall before cutting into a steam pipe and making their escape. Then, Richard Matt and David Sweat finally got outside the prison walls through a manhole. Mitchell planned to meet them with a getaway car, but she backed out at the last moment, leaving the inmates scrambling to regroup. At her sentencing, Mitchell expressed remorse for her actions, saying that it was the worst mistake of her life and that she regretted it every day. Escape at Dannemora, the miniseries based on the events, gathered critical acclaim and won several awards. If you were a prison guard and fell in love with an inmate, would you try to accept that you'd never be able to do anything about it because of your position of power? Or would you quit and hope your connection with the prisoner was more than a fling? Let us know what you would do in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.